Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and NPD by somebody that has both. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, you know what to do. I had a little bit of a realization the other day in group, and I thought I'd share it with you. See, a little while ago, and I've talked about this on the channel, there was a lot of conflict, and I decided I was going to leave. And yet, I didn't. I'm still there. I'm still going because really that's the right thing for me to have done. And I started thinking about what was actually going on for me throughout that process. Let me explain. So I said I was going to leave. And I held it out there. Just like, here's me leaving. I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna do it in a few months because there's a like cooling off period, that sort of thing. And eventually I calmed down and didn't leave. The 3 months passed and I'm still going. So what changed in the meantime? What took me from gonna leave to not leaving? And what happened was reassurance. Through further conversation and through talking to people, I got the reassurance that I needed, that I didn't need to leave. I'm being purposefully vague, obviously. And I started to realize that what happened in the sort of threatening to leave until I got reassurance, that's a tantrum. It's really throwing a tantrum. It's me throwing my toys out of the pram and crying and screaming and kicking and wailing until somebody says, shush now, it's all okay. And that's not okay, because that's what a baby does. And it's what I did. And that's not really going to be the only instance of that in my life. I'll have done that a lot. Especially in social situations. This throwing of a tantrum until somebody says, it's okay. And that is playing up for attention, isn't it? That's what that is. That is making a fuss and being dramatic. What I did was the adult equivalent of sitting and holding my breath until somebody convinced me otherwise. That's awful. I really hate it. And it's embarrassing, quite frankly, because it's really childish. And it's a tantrum. I threw a tantrum. I throw tantrums. And surely, now I know this, there must be a way to get this reassurance that I seek in various situations without throwing the tantrum. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? To not kick off, not throw the toys out of the pram, not hold our breath, and seek this reassurance in an adult, grown-up way. I'm guessing it comes from talking to people. It seems like quite a clear one, doesn't it? That, if you could say to somebody, look, this happened and now I feel like this. And that takes, you need to be brave to do that. And I think, to be fair as well, you need to be dealing with people who you can come to like that. And that's not necessarily the case in every situation. But I think what the case in every situation is that kicking off and throwing a tantrum is probably the wrong thing to do. Even if it gets you what you want, is that how you want to live your life, really? Do you want to be the person that throws tantrums to get what they want and has drama to get what they want and all of that? It's difficult to say from my perspective if this is a BPD or an NPD thing, right? Is this coming from a sort of fear of abandonment, self-loathing, kind of I'm not good enough to be around people, I should leave then, everybody hates me anyway, that sort of thing? Or is it a more manipulative, I'm going to hold my breath till I get what I want? I'm going to prove that I have some power over you. I'm going to make you come to me and ask me to stay. It could go either way. And for me, it could be both. And that might depend on the day and the context and who I'm dealing with. Either way, it's not good, is it? That's not how you want to live your life. Throwing tantrums like a baby. There are adult ways of dealing with these sorts of things. But in order to do that, you've got to realize that you throw tantrums. This is a self-aware issue. And I'm sort of 18 months into therapy. And I'm still finding this stuff. Another good reason as to why I should keep going, to be perfectly honest. There's so much to discover about the inner workings of it all. And I'm still digging crap up. I'm still noticing tantrums like a baby. God, I hate it. I have contempt for myself so often. And that's how I feel. It's not even embarrassed, right? It's contempt. I hate myself for it. And it's a quality about myself that is part of one or both of these disorders. And it makes me into a petulant child. God, I hate that. But now I know I'm doing it, right? Now I know I'm doing it. So I can say next time there's a situation where I feel in some way hurt, like, or shortchanged, or in some way, all these things that can bring about a tantrum. I'm going to decide how I'm going to behave when that happens. I need to be calm. That's one. Being calm always is a good way of dealing with things, not getting panicky, head up, and anxious. And if somebody's done something to me, or if I feel somebody has done something to me, because they're not necessarily the same thing, right? Then I need to deal with it by pointing that out to the other person. And I need to do that in a way which is not aggressive or passive aggressive. I need to be quite clear and upfront, but not overbearing, not from a position of anger, because this person might not know they've done anything to me. And then we can move from there. I mean, I suppose then in social interactions, we have to deal with the possibility that maybe somebody did something to me and they know damn well they did it. And further arguing could ensue. And I need to decide how I'm going to react in that. Also calmly. I won't rise to arguments now, to be perfectly honest. And I think if somebody has something to do to hurt me in some way, I don't have to be dealing with that person. So an argument, to shout, to yell, to get upset, to feel all those things and possible repercussions of those behaviors and reactions aren't worth whatever argument I could get into, really. So I need a chance to practice this now. I need a tantrum throwing situation, which is not easy to come across. They do crop up from time to time, though, so I suppose I can just hold on and one will crop up and I'll have plenty of chance to practice not throwing a tantrum. Do you throw tantrums? Have I just pointed something out to you? Let me know. You take care. I'll see you later. Bye.